To describe the event in one word, without a swear word, would be inspirational.
My name's Danny Wallace and I am the Queen Bee. I grew up on the council estates of Preston and I was furious when I found out that the Queen was born the Queen. So I set about creating the I Am the Queen Bee movement to help more people show up, wise up and rise up and reclaim their birthright to success. There's this quote that goes, aerodynamically, bees should not be able to fly. Their little wings shouldn't get their fat little bodies off the ground. But bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Bees fly anyway. So I wanted to create a space and a community where we can do what bees do when they're building something new. And that's festoon and link arms and help each other.
Community is really important, knowing that when people are talking about their experiences, it's not just you're not alone, there's other people that resonate and there's other people that you can help.
It's just about soaking up the atmosphere and being part of a community that supports each other.
Be Inspired is a 6-month mastermind that culminates in the most incredible personal and business development event where you take to the stage and share your mission and your business message.
It's been amazing. I have never done anything like this. Never ever thought I would, but because of Danny, I have. And I have genuinely loved it.
This is the place to be. It's so inclusive and actually it's there to help you mentally, physically and emotionally.
There's nowhere else where you'd ever feel so held and so safe.
I would love for you to come and get involved with Be Inspired so we can get you using your superpower hidden in plain sight, your voice, to take up the space you deserve in the world with your mission and your business. I can't wait to hear from you.
And with the swear word, how would you describe it?
I would describe it as inspirational.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Come shake your bums. Come celebrate. Come slide into the DMs of the weekend. Tell it looks sexy as we celebrate what's popping today. And what's popping today is that for a lot of us, we're coming to the end of the half-term holidays, which for some people it may be sad, and for other people it may be quite exciting. Whilst it may have been nice spending time with the lovely small ones, it is time to wave them after the weekend back to school. And I am celebrating. I am celebrating because it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Like, who in their right mind juggles launching and being ill, because I've been a little bit ill in the background, and having the kids off all at the same time directly after a massive event? Like, who does that to themselves? Turns out me. I do that to myself, because one of the things that I do within my business is create happenings, and that's what I want to talk to you about this morning. I want to talk to you about happenings. It's something that I attribute a lot of the success within my business to the creation of things that happen within my business that I celebrate, that I tell you all about, that we create momentum waves towards, and thus helps us expand our audience. It helps us reach more people and do all of that stuff. So I want to talk to you this morning and hopefully get some of you to share with us what's happening in your business. But before I do, I just want to say a huge congratulations to the latest to join our lineup for Be Inspired, Kirsten Marshall, who has joined Be Inspired yesterday, which is very exciting. I'll talk to another load of people today and a load of people next week with regards to expanding that lineup for the 29th of September, 30th of September. And there are lots of you kind of sitting on the fence, working out finances, trying to see if it can work for you. If anybody needs a conversation with me over whether it's right for them or how we can make it work, we've got payment plans, extended payment plans, we've got discount codes and all sorts of things to make it as possible for you to come and get involved. We've also got the gorgeous Leanne Terry. In fact, I need to add her to the Wings of Destiny. Where's my pen? Where's my pen, everyone? Oh, see, I've got a million pens. They're over in the pot where the pens should be. So Leanne is getting a different colour post-it note because I haven't got the pink ones to hand. But Leanne has joined our pro cohort. So now there are just 13 spaces left for Be Inspired. And there are just 7 spaces left on Be Heard Pro. If you want to come and jump on Be Heard, please do. There are unlimited spaces on that. As many of you as want can come and get involved with that. If you come and join Be Heard Pro and you're not quite ready for Be Inspired, we will offset what you spend with us with regards to Be Heard Pro against next Be Inspired. So just as an FYI, you can use that as a step ladder to the next level if you want to. There's lots of ways for you to get involved. So Be Inspired is a 6-month mastermind where I share with you all of the inside outs of how to get speaking about your business. Also, for tightening up the nuts and bolts of your message already. So you might already be somebody who speaks, who's somebody who goes out into maybe networking meetings or goes speaking in groups or even speaking on stages, but actually taking you from good to great, from great to exceptional. So there are layers for everybody, and we work with everybody at all sorts of levels. When I say we, I mean I, because it's me that you're working with, you lucky sods. So last night was really interesting. I stepped out of my comfort zone last night because, I like to walk the walk with you. I'm going to put my face on whilst I talk to you this morning, you lot. I'm getting ready for the work day too. I've got lots of lovely phone calls to have with people, lots of lovely one-to-ones. We've got feedback sessions still happening for Be Inspired itself for our lovely previous cohort. So we're doing all the kind of the wrapping up bits and pieces now and setting our gorgeous current cohort out on their merry way into the world of speaking and sharing their message in an even better way than they were doing before. So yeah, I've got those to do today. So I want to put my makeup on while I talk to you. But I am going to talk this morning about getting out of your comfort zone, and also I want to hear about the things that you're excited about. So I want you to share some of the things that you're excited about. I'm also going to be talking about happenings. Let me write this down so I make sure that I cover off everything that I want to talk about. Happenings this morning. I want you to tell me what you're celebrating today. I'm writing it down so I make sure I tick all these off. And also I want to talk to you about a little bit about last night. Morning, Kat Lindsley Horde. I love this. Who's on our pro cohort. There she is, Kat Lindsley Hood, just there. Morning. I'm so excited and using Pro to get me towards Be Inspired. We're going to have such a great time in the process as well. I can't wait. Amy Mantle, you'll make me cry. I'm feeling a bit fragile. Be Inspired is literally the best thing I've ever done. And to see you grow in the way that you have grown over the last 6 months in so many ways. And this is the brilliant thing about Be Inspired, is that it's so multi-leveled. It works. We work with you. It's not just about getting on stage and speaking. It's about understanding yourself better so that you can articulate yourself better to people. So that helps with communication with relationships. That helps with communication with your friends, your family, your colleagues, all of that sort of stuff, as well as getting on that stage and smashing it up and us creating all those glorious assets. And Amy is an absolute testament to that side of Be Inspired, and then gets up on stage and absolutely smashes it out of the park. She opened up day 2 and was just incredible, absolutely incredible. Dipty Slanky, can we just all stop for a minute and congratulate the gorgeous Dipty Slanky on becoming an Amazon bestseller yesterday and today for her phenomenal book. Dipty, please can you share with us your link for your book, please, my angel. I can't wait to celebrate that with you in real life. Everybody is so proud of you. Dipty is Be Inspired alumni. We've worked together. We worked together over the course of about a year. It was a phenomenal process working with Dipty, but seeing everything that she's creating now with that self-belief that she's created by holding space for herself to come and be a part of that mastermind has just been amazing. So everybody is so proud of you. There was lots of lovely buzz and noise about you and your book yesterday. So huge congratulations. I'm blown away by all the love and support. Do you know what? Good people get lots of support. That's what happens. That is what happens, my darling. You put those good, lovely things out there, and you do every single day. Then, of course, you get the good stuff back. You are so very, very loved. Dipty, congratulations. Zoe Bryn, Hello, good morning to you, my angel. I'm celebrating Earth Day today and seeing my Be Inspired reel for the first time this week. I cried. Zoe, get in my DMs. I want to see it. What happens when we create the show reels? These are one of the assets that we create for our speakers. Because one of the important things is being able to prove that you can speak, being able to prove that you are indeed ready to hold an audience. So what we do is we have the most phenomenal videography team. So we have the film farmers come in, they film pieces to camera, they film you in action, and then they create this show reel that then becomes like an advert for not just you for speaking, but for you and your business. So you get to share that with, prospective bookers, and it helps you go out and get booked. It also helps generate you more clients. But what we do is we leave the film farmers to work with our speakers. So I'm the last person to see these show reels, unless they share them with them first, because it's their show reel, and it's up to our cohort to make sure that they get what it is that they need. It's pointless me being the middleman in that situation, so I'm just a conduit. So I get really excited when my cohort and my clients share their show reels. So Zoe, get in my inbox. I want to see it. I'm so excited. So definitely celebrating that with you and celebrating Earth Day today, thinking about how we can be more sustainable within our businesses, to not just because it's the right thing to do, but to, save the planet and all of that sort of stuff. I love that my bombs are all over the country. The earth thanks you. So as part of the swag that Zoe provided for Be Inspired, she created some little seed bombs, some little seed envelopes that you can then plant. And obviously people had traveled from all over the UK, indeed the world, to come to Be Inspired. So everyone took away some of their seed bombs and we just scattered all of those flowers. So if you did come to Be Inspired and you've sowed your seed bombs, please do show us and tag us when they've germinated and then when they've bloomed. What are we saying today? Carla Wiggins, I'm celebrating finishing my first drawing commission for someone I don't know. They absolutely love it. It's given me a massive confidence boost. Isn't it brilliant when your business starts to move outside of your immediate circle, the people that know you? Again, this time we are having people jump into the Be Inspired Mastermind who I haven't had sort of years of dealings with. They may have not long since come across me, and I always find that so exciting and so fulfilling. Beth has planted a seed bomb today. I love it. I love it. I love it. What else are we saying? Let me have a little look. Oh, Amy's kids went back to on Wednesday. Flipping heck. I'm proper emotional about all the bomb comments. I'm glad, just for context, this is flower bombs, this is seed bombs, this is not the horrible type. I can't wait to see the flowers either. So I'll talk about last night first, then I'll talk about happenings. I did a talk last night because I am a speaker as well as being a speaker coach, right? Really important to me that I walk the walk as well as talk the talk, pardon the pun. So I actually did a talk last night for the Public Speakers Association, which is a national, if not worldwide, I should know that better, company that supports and helps people who want to become speakers to speak. So the Public Speakers Association is where fellow speakers go and hone their craft, to go and learn more about the speaking industry and all of that sort of stuff. So it's a real privilege and a real honor for me to be invited by them as an example of somebody who is a good speaker, dare I say, a great speaker, somebody who is a good speaker, to go and share with both established and new speakers my journey, my processes, how I construct stuff, all of that sort of juicy speakery stuff that I share inside my programs. Obviously, you get a lot more inside my programs. It was just a short talk last night, but I share this talk called Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed. And Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed is essentially talkception. So I give a talk in the first instance, and then what I do as part of the value section of that talk, I go back and share how I constructed that talk, and then give some top tips and tricks for reaching more audience. So that's that particular talk. And I went into the Public Speakers Association last night to go and deliver that talk. And I'm not going to lie, you lot, I shit myself. And it was because the people that run this and the people that are members of this are people who are, for the most part, established speakers, people who speak for a living, people who, they're that little bit further along than many of you watching out there. They've already identified that speaking is the route for them. They've invested in terms of how they're investing in their training, is they're investing in a group, in a club, so to speak, where they all speak and they kind of give feedback to each other and all of that sort of stuff. It's really cool how it's set up. It's just something like that isn't something I can commit to, and I've got something else going on out here, right? We've got Be Inspired, and the focus. What I found is, and where the light bulbs happened last night, even though I felt massive imposter syndrome, who am I as a speaker and a relatively new kid on the block? So not a lot, even though I feel famous in my own front room sometimes, not a lot of people have heard about me in terms of like a global scale. But I'm making waves. So in terms of being like a breakthrough artist, I guess, in the music industry is what we'd call it. And people are starting to hear, you want to hear Danny Wallace speak. She's really exciting, she's really entertaining. The light bulbs that went off in the room last night were that of around inclusivity and diversity on speaking stages. So interestingly, the people that were in that room were all straight. No, they weren't all straight. They were white, sort of middle class professionals. And it was brilliant for me to share my values with them around, we need to be encouraging more people from diverse backgrounds to come and take up space here. We need to be encouraging members of the Black community, members of the brown community, members of the Hispanic community, members of the LGBTQ community, members of the disabled community to come and take up space here and share with you their lived experiences as speakers, because they are not given a big enough platform. And it was interesting to see the light bulbs go off. Oh yeah. Like, yeah, oh yeah. Like, come on, please, for goodness sake, let's consider this. So it was good that I got to really stand in my power as a speaker amongst speakers, and not just a speaker amongst like a corporate audience or an audience who kind of want to learn from me, a speaker amongst speakers last night. But even so, even me in that position had that little kind of Nikki Graham, who is she sort of feeling as I walked in. And even for the first maybe couple of minutes whilst I settled and then realized, oh, Danny, you're really good at this. This is what you do. You're in flow. This is your zone of genius right now. But hearing that of myself again is a really good way for me to connect with how many of you feel about doing something like Be Heard or Be Inspired, actually allowing yourself to take up space. Who am I to take up space in this particular way? Who am I to be sharing my business or my mission? Like, there are already people out there doing the thing that I'm doing. And here's the thing, last night I was in the room with a whole bunch of people doing the thing that I'm doing and still adding value, because it was me delivering it in my own inimitable style. And what we do as part of the Be Inspired experience is that we help you find your inimitable style. Hi, Laura. Missed the start of what you're saying, but I'm so pleased you're creating space for those of us who've been shut up for far too long. Yeah, that then has to be not my job. It's not my only job, but as an ally, it's important for me to be having those conversations and sitting on the spike and saying to other people, look, get uncomfortable, because there is value to be had on the other side of this for everybody. And we can do this in unity. We can do this holding hands. We can do this linking arms, right? And it was really nice that wasn't the purpose of my talk. My talk was to help them as speakers reach more people, because a lot of them in that particular association are very LinkedIn centric, which is fine, totally fine. And good morning to anybody that's watching on LinkedIn, but they are leaving money and audience on the table if they are not exploring other ways of social media consumption. So we talked about 60-second pre-records. We talked about live streaming. We talked about allowing themselves to be an interviewer as well as being an interviewee, to help them become conduits for expertise. So one of the ways that I've positioned myself is by interviewing hundreds of people who are far more clever than me. But the great thing is then I become kind of guilty by association. She must be clever. She's talking to that person. Who are you not to share your story? Beth, exactly that. Beth Thompson, powerful voices from everywhere. That's what we need. I've been to a few meetings and felt out of my depth there. Here's the thing. It is an intimidating audience because these people already know themselves to be speakers. But it's okay, because what you do is you say, and this is for anybody, when you know you, and this is difference between confidence and sort of ego-driven delivery. When you know that what you brings value to somebody in any way, shape, or form. I only need to help one of the people in the room. If it was just for them to consider that if they're creating, so the two real things that I want to say to speakers that are established, especially straight white speakers, is have a look at the lineups you're being invited to. If it is all white and all straight and all cisgendered and all of this, then consider, this is hard to do when you're a speaker and you want to get your name out there, consider saying to the organisers, I want to forego my space and I want to be able to give that space to somebody who I know will be perfect for this, who you may not have considered or you may not have come across because of where it is that they come from or how it is that they present. But I guarantee you that there will be value. And I'm making my bed. I don't shout about this. The people that I put in my place don't shout about this. But when I do this, everybody benefits. Like I benefit because I know that I'm doing the right thing, right? Just by doing the right thing. But that person benefits, they get a better stage. The event benefit because their audience get a wider spectrum of experience and expertise, which is the only way that we can grow, right? So saying these uncomfortable things in this room is like dead important. Hello?
Can I make myself a little bowl of cereal?
Of course you can get yourself a little bowl of cereal. Really Are you really hungry? I'm starving my child. We're on promise of a McDonald's breakfast. You can still have a McDonald's breakfast. I am parenting well today. Nutritious food all around. But yeah, I promised her a McDonald's breakfast today. The big ones are at high school, and it's a last day of high school, of half term. So I promised her. What cereal are we having? They're having Crunchy Nut cornflakes because they love them. One of the most Amy Mantle, one of the most powerful things you said to me was you don't need permission. Oh, look at this. I love this. You don't need permission to take up space. It's your birthright. You guided me through the how, what's, where's, and when's. And that's what we do, right? That's the point of it. But to go into a room full of people who already think, dare I say this, who already know themselves to be strong speakers, to consider something else is important. So it was good. It was brilliant for me to be able to say, hey, you're not utilizing social media as well as what you could do. Like speaking isn't just for the corporate space. There are entrepreneurs out there who need you. Like there's a guy that owned a network in there. There was a woman there that had a company that do team building exercises whereby they do hostage situations. So what they do is they actually analyze a team working under pressure and then provide the data from that to help structure and build teams more effectively. Like really cool people in that room who are not harnessing the power of wider social media to their advantage. So it was great to have that conversation with them. So yeah, I wasn't out of my depth. I felt out of my depth. And I think whenever you do something where you're positioning yourself as alpha, that you get a little bit of that. And I think it's good for me to experience that regularly so that I can really feel what my clients feel. It's all well and good for me at my event saying, hey, you don't need to worry. It's easy, I think, if I don't put myself in those positions to forget how scary it feels or the irrational thoughts that run through your head when you are beginning to position yourself in a more amplified way. So it's the way that I continue to provide great service is by constantly putting myself my more than one self, myself in uncomfortable positions and continue learning and continue self-reflecting and all of that sort of stuff. So that was really interesting. The next thing, what we're saying, I miss McDonald's breakfast so much. I don't necessarily. Since I had surgery, McDonald's doesn't really taste the same, which is I find that a bit sad. But good, because it means I don't eat McDonald's all the time. I'll have the middle of a sausage and egg McMuffin now. So let's talk about happenings and creating momentum. So on Wednesday, I was talking to you all about not being frightened when you're selling something, not being scared to say, hey, I'm selling this thing. And instead of it feeling like icky sales, actually knowing that you are providing something that's going to help somebody out there and allowing yourself to speak about it, right? So that was what we spoke about on Wednesday. Now, today, I want to speak to you about creating momentum waves. So I am the queen bee. I am the queen of creating momentum waves towards things. So there is always something happening within IATQB or the FriYAY Anyway Foundation to keep everybody interested. Now, it's orchestrated that way in terms of what can we do next to maintain momentum? What can we do next to maintain interest? Otherwise, I'm just doing the same thing all the time and it'll get really boring, not just for you, but for me as well. So I've got to consider all the time, okay, so we're doing this thing now, but what's coming next? And everything that I post, I can utilize for content with regards to, hey, look, this is how I create happenings, right? So a happening is anything that happens in your business. It could be a website launch. It could be a brand refresh. It could be, and loads of you have been doing this week. Tanya Ibbison's done this week. Dipty Slanky's done this week. It could be releasing a book out into the world. It could be doing an event such as Be Inspired. It could be doing a 10K run for charity, which is what I'm doing, by the way, a week on Sunday. So on Sunday, the 1st of May, we're doing the FriYAY Anyway 10K at Heaton Park in Manchester. Anyone available at 11 o'clock that wants to come and walk it, that wants to come and stroll it, that wants to come and conga line it, that wants to come and... Jojo Smith is coming and doing it on a trolley. She's doing it on a multibility scooter. She's coming to... However you want to come and do that 10K with me, you are most welcome. Oh, look, that's me. I'm famous. I've been coming... This is Dannyception. I've just come in and put... Look, you're famous. Go and jump in there, sweetheart. Take that out, otherwise I'm hearing myself on the echo. It is alive. Yeah, that's me now doing what I'm doing. A conga line, count me in. If you can make it to Heaton Park, we start. So we set off at 11 a.m. in Manchester. Please do come and get involved. So it's the FriYAY Anyway 10K. We're raising money for the FriYAY Anyway Foundation. I mean, that's a happening in and of itself. So have a think about IATQB for the last few weeks. We have Be Inspired, huge momentum wave, big happening. Then we had in the IATQB Hive, the boot camp, another happening, something else. Then on the Friday, we had the world premiere of the promo video and also a masterclass that everybody could get involved with. That's another happening. Then we've got launch week. So we're in this launch sort of 14-day period where all the doors are open to all of my programs and you can come and get involved. That's a happening, but still want to maintain momentum. I don't really want to be selling something, then selling something, then selling something. We've got the FriYAY Anyway 10K. So for those of you that haven't been able to get involved, maybe this time want to still be involved in the community, want to give back, maybe want to come and walk or come and cheer on or meet us with a Prosecco at the finish line, the FriYAY Anyway 10K. And you can do this not just in Heaton Park in Manchester. If you're down south, the glorious Emma Sale is hosting a FriYAY Anyway 10K in Staines. So if you can make it there, go and do the FriYAY Anyway 10K there. There's medals and t-shirts all there waiting for you. All you've got to do is sign up. So I'll be popping the link in the Hive and out here on the Queen Bee Danny page and also on LinkedIn. For anybody who wants to come and get involved, please, please, please come along. We're going to have a great time. I think we've got about 30 runners, walkers, joggers, strollers, cartwheelers, conga liners, anybody who wants to come and take part. We've got the route mapped out. We're all ready and set and sorted. We'll be doing this on the 1st of May at Heaton Park and also Emma Sales hosting one in Staines. So more information, drop me a DM. I can send you the info and you can get yourself signed up. That was me a year ago. I had you on telly for the first time at Be Inspired. I watched. I love it. So what I want you to consider today and what I want you to consider as part of this conversation today is what can you create in your business that is a happening? The answer to this is anything that happens. So you could say, right, do you know what? Next week, I'm going to begin a series of sub 60-second pre-records. That's a happening. So you can tell your audience, coming up next week, next Wednesday from 2 o'clock, next Wednesday from 2 o'clock, next Wednesday from 2 o'clock, I'm going to be sharing with you a series of short little trainings that is going to massively impact your business or your life or your personal development or your spiritual development, whatever it is that you work on. Or I'm going to be launching a new product, for example, or I'm going to be doing a relaunch of an old product, for example, or I'm going to be doing a very special flash sale, for example. So there's lots of things that you can do that can create happenings within your business. So I want you to consider, what does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? If you don't have a business to start with, you could just create a happening by means of a live. So if you don't necessarily have the destination for your vehicle to drive to, but you have a value set or a mission that you're working on, you can just start talking about what it is that you do, but make that a happening. Tell people what it is that you're going to do and then do it. What I would love to know in the comments and in the hive, that if you decide to create a happening within your business, what are those happenings? Furthermore, here's a little challenge for you, that if you are creating a happening within your business, I want you to directly message me about it, and might even get you an opportunity to come and speak on the show at Wise Up Rise Up show, and I will talk to you about your happening. We can drive some traffic there. And this is one of the ways that going forward, I want to help as many of us link arms and show up together by using this platform to share with the world what it is that you're getting up to, either in the comments or on the show itself. So I am looking for as many people from as many different backgrounds as possible to come onto a Wise Up Wednesday to share with us what their key learns were when they were wising up. What is it that they needed to do in order to get to where it is that they are now? So if you know somebody from, I'm in particular looking at people from different backgrounds. So if you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community, if you are a member of the disabled community, if you are a member of the Black community, if you are a member of the brown community, if you're a member of the Hispanic community, wherever it is that you come from, if you've experienced adversity, for example, however it is, if you are a dude, for example, like, you know, we are a very female-centric space, even though that's not by design, it's just by nature. We're quite a female-centric or sort of a feminine identifying space. Well, I get some dudes up in here to come and talk to us, right? The brave man that is, that comes into the show, Wise Up Rise Up show. We've had some phenomenal guys. We've had Ian Dixon come and speak on the show. We've had Fidel Bohill come and speak on the show. Toby Alexander from EastEnders has come to speak on the show before today. So if you know somebody from a cool background who's got something cool to share, come and get involved. On it like a tramp on a burger. Gonna get my happening is gonna happen. I love it. All right. Hey, Danny, watching on LinkedIn. For a change. Good morning, Karen, watching over on LinkedIn. Hello to all of you watching on LinkedIn. Please do give us a share over there. We're trying to get some traction over there. The gorgeous, one of my incredible team members, one of the wing women to my genius, Kathy Byam, is doing a lot of work with us over on LinkedIn to help us improve that traction over on LinkedIn. But that's it for today. So a couple of things I want you to think about. Everybody gets imposter syndrome. If you are considering jumping into the Be Inspired program or the Be Heard program, fret not about being out of your depth. I swear to you that you're not. Whether you are just beginning and whether you're a seasoned pro wanting to get better, there is no out of your depth or sort of beneath your level, if you will. There is something for absolutely everybody when you're working with me in this capacity. So there is no imposters. There is nobody who is not ready. If you don't feel ready, get yourself a call booked in with me. Let's move that out. Let's ask yourself the question, are you not ready? So there's people that I've spoke to just this week. Is Be Inspired for them? No, because they're not quite either ready from a financial perspective. They're not ready maybe from a sharing their story perspective, but Be Heard is a great foundation to stand upon for them. Similarly, I've had conversations this week whereby Be Heard was the thing that they were exploring, but actually Be Inspired is the thing that they need. And, you know, really kind of feeling that fear and do it anyway. Everybody feels it when they make investments like that. And then happenings. What can you create within your business, within your social media, within, you know, your industry that is a happening that you can create a momentum wave towards? All right, my darlings, I hope that's given you some food for thought this Friday. I hope you are all feeling in a position whereby this week you have risen up in some way, shape, or form. Let me know what you're celebrating, either in the Hive, the IATQB Hive. It stands for I Am the Queen Bee. You are most welcome in there. Come and share your successes. Come and share your challenges. Please do go, if you don't already, follow me on the Instagram at the Queen Bee Danny. There's a lot more different content over there, more behind the scenes stuff, and more value tips and tricks being given on the daily over there on Instagram as well. Ivy, you're going to say bye to everybody?
Yes, I
Come
do.
on. She's going to squeeze in. There she is.
Bye. Oh, bye.
Bye, everybody. Tell them to show up, wise up, rise up.
Show up. Oh my gosh.
Go on, show up.
Show up, rise up, rise up.
There wasn't anything else. That was it. All right, my darlings, have a good day. I love you. See you later.
And see
Ciao.
yourself.
I know. I see you too.